will talk about nutrition in animals. In animals also, even we will talk about nutrition in amoeba and nutrition in human being. So let's talk about these two one by one. First, we will talk about nutrition in amoeba. As we know, amoeba is a unicellular organism, right? They float on water body and they eat on microscopic plants and animals because it is already microscopic. So obviously it will intake on what? Microscopic plants and animals. So they intake microscopic plants and animals, but they are complex in nature. The food they actually intake are complex in nature. So because of that, they need to digest this food in a complex manner, or simply you can say in a systematic manner, as like human being. So as like human being, amoeba also intake food by the process of halozoid mode of nutrition, because they intake complex food and digest their food in a systematic manner. The systems that is followed by amoeba to digest their food is, first is ingestion, second is digestion, third is absorption. That is not written here, I'm just writing here. Third is what? It is absorption, and after that assimilation, and then digestion. These 5 steps are basically followed by amoeba, even though by human being also, to digest their food, because the type of food that they both intake is, you know what, it is a complex food. Because of the complexity of food, it will need to digest that food in systematic manner. The process of intaking of food by amoeba, the process of intaking of food by amoeba is basically defined as phagocytosis. This term you need to learn. The process of obtaining food by amoeba is defined as what? Phagocytosis. As we know, amoeba is irregular in shape. If you want to draw a structure of amoeba, so it's very simple, right? It is just an irregular shape that we can draw for amoeba, right? Okay, so this irregular shape bodies, which is unicellular in nature, obviously it intakes complex food and digests that particular food in 5 different steps. That is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Okay, now we will talk about the process of nutrition in amoeba in detail. The first process is, you know what, first process is ingestion. This is just a process of intaking food inside your body. This is जैसे हमें बात करनी है तो by using your mouth and your hand, you are taking the food inside your body. So this process is defined as what? Ingestion. So in amoeba also, this is just a process in which the food will be engulfed by amoeba. So obviously for engulfing process in amoeba, they don't have a fixed organ like mouth, right? So how they will just engulf their food? So the process which they use, at first they form, you know what, that is pseudopodia. We already know about this. Pseudopodia is a basically formation which is, I'm just showing the diagram, it will be easy to understand you. So this particular type of arrangement is done by their irregular shaped body so that they can engulf their food. Suppose this is the food, so they will form at first the pseudopodia like structure. You can see this as false mouth also, and then it will able to engulf that food by rupturing this particular membranes. And after rupturing this membranes, this food will come inside, and then the remaining process will start. So the first process is what? Ingestion. This is just a process of intaking of food inside the body, either by swallowing and obviously or by absorbing also, because in case of amoeba, they are absorbing that food because they are not able to swallow that food because they don't have a fixed organ like mouth जैसे हमारे पास होता है. So they just absorb the food, and for that they just rupture their membrane so that they can allow the food to come inside the body. And obviously after that they just form a vacuole in which this particular food will be stored and get mixed with digestive enzymes. This particular process of intaking of food, we already discussed earlier, that is defined as what? Phagocytosis, right? This process is defined as phagocytosis, in which the animal amoeba will intake the food inside the body by forming pseudopodia. Okay, so ingestion process is completed now. Now we will talk about the process of digestion. Digestion is basically a process of digestion of food. Simple. It's very simple to identify or simply explain. But this particular process of digestion is very complex, because lots of enzymes should be released inside the body so that that complex food get converted into simpler one and can be absorbed by the cell body for their growth and development. So digestion is the process of breaking the insoluble and large food molecules. So this large food molecules will get digested by using the digestive enzymes which is released inside the vacuole so that they can digest the food. So this particular amoeba, the food vacuoles are transported deeper into the cell, and with the help of the digestive enzymes, obviously digestive enzymes is very important here to digest the food. So the large insoluble particle will get converted into simpler one and obviously the soluble particle, so that the amoeba, as you know, amoeba is a unicellular organism, so obviously the particular food will be digested or absorbed by the cytoplasm only. If it is multicellular, then it is absorbed by the different types of cell which is present inside the body. But here we are talking about unicellular organism. So whatever food is digested here, it will get absorbed by cytoplasm only. Okay. Now we will talk about the third step, that is defined as absorption. In this particular process of absorption, the nutrient which is actually released by digestion of food, क्योंकि हमने digestion process complete कर लिया है, तो after completion of digestion, the particular nutrient which is actually will be utilized by cell body. तो मैंने बताया आपको पहले, as it is a unicellular organism, so the food will be absorbed by, the digested food will be absorbed by cytoplasm only, and by leaving the undigested particle, because the undigested particle will be actually released in surrounding by the process of, again, it will just rupture the membrane so that the unwanted substance can move outside the body. If suppose the food is excess for amoeba, then that excess food is stored in the form of glycogen and lipids. So this is the stored food which actually present in amoeba's body. It will be used later on, because when they utilize that food, then this particular glycogen and lipids will get converted into simpler food again in glucose, and it will be utilized by amoeba. Now we will talk about the next step, that is defined as assimilation. So assimilation is basically the process of obtaining energy from the food, because the food is digested now, and that digested food is actually transferred to different parts of the body, means to say it is absorbed by what? Cytoplasm. Now it is important to utilize that particular food, because it is absorbed now. We are not utilizing it right now. So it should be utilized, because whatever food we intake, that particular food is basically used in our growth and development process. So that growth and development process can be done by the process of assimilation, because after the process of assimilation only, we will able to utilize energy from that particular food. Okay, so this is a very important part of life process. Nutrition is important, of course, but after nutrition process, the assimilation of food is important. So assimilation of food, only because of the process of assimilation of food, the food will get converted into energy, and we can utilize that particular energy for remaining life process, or simply you can say for growth and development. So this is the process of assimilation. Now we will talk about the last one, that is defined as, that is egestion. Egestion is basically the process of excretion of undigested food, because we digested the food, we utilize that food, we absorb that food, and after that, obviously the waste product that actually produced there, we need to remove that waste product from our body. So that waste product will be removed from the cell body of amoeba also, as here also they don't have a fixed organ to remove that waste material outside the body. So obviously again they will just rupture their membranes, and after rupturing their cell membranes, they will allow the waste material to move outside the body, and the waste material means to say, you can say the undigested food will get removed from their body. So these are the 5 steps which is followed by amoeba for nutrition process. because nutrition here, amoeba is intaking basically the complex food, and they are digesting that complex food in 5 different steps to complete the process of nutrition. Now we will talk about nutrition in human being, which is very interesting because we are talking about us, right? Okay, before that, just see the diagram. As you can see in front of you, the stages of nutrition in amoeba. Here the amoeba is completing different steps or stage for digestion process. So as you can see here, the first step is the formation of pseudopodia, because this is very important to engulf the food particle inside the body, because the food particle is solid, right? And not only solid, it is actually complex also. So we need to digest this particular food in different state. Now the pseudopodia is formed. The food will get engulfed inside the body. How it will get engulfed, we already discussed, by rupturing the membranes of cell. Okay. Now after engulfing process, here you can see the vacuole is present here. The food vacuole will form there, and here only the digestive enzymes will be released. Because of that, this complex food will get digested, and after digestion of food, this particular food material, this digested food material will get absorbed. Kaun absorb karega isko? To obviously cytoplasm. You can see here the cytoplasm will absorb this particular digested food, and after that digested food will be used for their growth and development, and obviously for maintenance work and repairing work also. And obviously the waste material, the undigested food, will thrown out the body again by rupturing the membranes. Hope it is clear to you. Now let's move to next topic, that is nutrition in human being. As we know, human being is basically a complex animal, and obviously it is intaking a complex food also. That is, and for that they need to complete the process of halozoic mode of nutrition. So human being also, like amoeba, complete the halozoic mode of nutrition because they also intake complex food. And this particular complex food will get digested in different steps. So here also we will talk about digestion of food in human being. The human digestive system is basically composed of alimentary canal and digestive glands. Here we have some digestive glands also to digest our complex food, and obviously the alimentary canal. The alimentary canal is further divided into different parts. We will talk about that all parts first. This particular alimentary canal is approximately 9 meter long. 9 meter long मतलब approximately 30 feet के आसपास. बहुत लंबी होती है ये. हमारे हाइट तो approximately 6 to 6.5 maximum 6 feet होती है. 6 or 6.5 ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. So 9 meter is very long channel actually. So this alimentary canal is approximately 9 meter long. We will talk about alimentary canal. At first we will talk about the parts of this alimentary canal first. Okay, so I'm just moving the slide now. The alimentary canal is divided into, see, it will start from mouth first. The first part of alimentary canal, or first part of alimentary canal is mouth, and then esophagus. Esophagus is also named as food pipe, and then stomach, and then small intestine, and after that large intestine, followed by rectum and anus. So these are the parts. These are the important parts of our alimentary canal. But if we talk about alimentary canal in detail, then this particular small intestine, because the whole alimentary canal is of approximately 9 meter, as I told you earlier, usme se bhi approximately 6 to 7 meter long. You can say approximately 6.5. This is the range, and in normal adult human being, the length of small intestine, the length of small intestine is 6.5 meter approx. So it is only named as small intestine because of the very, narrow pipe present here. That's why. Otherwise, the length of small intestine is approximately 6.5 meter. Means to say among 9 meter, you can say 6.5 meter is used only to make small intestine. And the remaining meters are used to make mouth, food pipe, stomachs, large intestine, these all. And obviously here, rather than alimentary canal, there are some digestive glands also which play very important role in the process of digestion. Because of this particular digestive gland only, we are able to digest our food very easily, because we intake complex food. Complex food means to say whatever food you intake, it carry out carbohydrates, it carry out fats, proteins, minerals, vitamins, right? These all are in very complex structure. Means to say the chain of carbon and hydrogen is very long here. So we need to break it in simpler one so that we can digest that food, so that it can be absorbed by our cell. Here, no need to absorb that particular food by cytoplasm. Here, the food will be get absorbed by cell bodies, because we are multicellular organism, so it should be absorbed by individual cells. So it is important here to digest the food, because it will get converted into simpler one, so that cell can digest or cell can absorb that food. So we will talk about here digestive glands also. This particular digestive gland associated with human digestive system are salivary gland, gastric gland, liver, and pancreas. These 4 glands are very important because they help to digest all the complex food which we intake. Okay, now we will talk about all the glands one by one here, and then we will talk about human digestive system. So first we will talk about salivary gland. Salivary gland, basically this is a digestive juice which is released by which release saliva, or you can say salivary amylase also. So salivary gland is a gland which is present in our mouth only. Whenever we intake any food, then it immediately release a salivary amylase juice. Okay, this particular salivary amylase juice will help to digest your food. In mouth we have teeth also. That particular teeth is basically used to digest or simply to convert your food into simpler one physically. Teeth कैसे help करता है? Because we chew our food by using our teeth, right? So by the process of chewing, you are just converting your food into simpler one. Okay, you are converting your food into simpler one. That is just a process of physical digestion, because we are just making the food smaller in size, that's it. So this is just a physical digestion, because we are converting your food into smaller size. Why? By chewing this, right? So this is just a process of physical digestion, nothing else. But here, this particular salivary amylase juice will help to digest your food. Whatever food we intake, it is basically in the form of starch. Okay, जो भी food आप intake करते हो, it is in the form of, it is in the form of starch. So here, in mouth only, in mouth itself, the salivary amylase juice will help to digest that starch, and that starch will get converted into sugar. That starch will get converted into, it will convert into sugar. This particular sugar is also known as maltose. It is named as maltose. Now the complex starch will get converted into sugar, or you can say maltose. This particular conversion of starch into maltose is done by the salivary gland, because it releases a juice which is named as saliva, or you can say the salivary amylase juice, or enzyme also. This is just a biocatalyst which will help to digest your food. So here 2 types of digestion occurs in our mouth. Pehle to the teeth will help you to chew your food and convert it into simpler one, means to say the physical process of digestion will be completed here. And not only this, actually it will help you to engulf your food inside your stomach also by using your food pipe. Okay, because the size of food will be reduced, and because of that it will be easy to engulf for you, right? So teeth of course help very much, and the starch will get converted into sugar. So here chemical digestion also start little bit, and this particular digestion will be done by salivary amylase juice. Not only this particular salivary amylase juice is basically wetting your food. Because of that it gets softened and wet, and obviously it will help you to engulf the food easily. It is not in dried form, because this particular salivary amylase juice will mix with your food, and it will help help to wet your food and obviously to convert into simpler one also by using your teeth. So because of that, the food is easy to engulf now. Okay. Now we will talk about gastric gland. Here we are talking about glands only, okay? We are not discussing about whole process of digestive system. We are talking about all the glands which is present in our digestive system so that it help to digest our complex food. So we are talking about one by one. पहले हमने salivary amylase juice की बात की. Then we are talking about gastric gland. Gastric gland basically they are tubular in nature. Mucous membranes होते हैं stomach में, आपको पता ही होगा पहले से. Mucous membranes is present in our stomach, right? They secrete gastric juice. हमारे stomach में कौन सा juice release होता है? Gastric juice. हमने mouth का पढ़ लिया. Now we are talking about stomach here. तो in stomach we release gastric juice. अब ये gastric juice contain क्या करता है? It basically contain hydrochloric acid, the enzyme pepsin and mucus. This particular hydrochloric acid is basically used to digest the food. Enzyme pepsin also to digest the complex protein, and this particular mucus is basically helped to make the lining of our stomach so that it not get damaged because of the production of HCl. As we already know, HCl is very corrosive nature acid, right? So if it will release inside your stomach, then obviously the lining of stomach will get damaged. So this particular damage process can be reduced by mucous membranes because it helps to make a layer continuously in your stomach so that this HCl will not act properly there. Okay. So these are the gastric gland. Gastric gland release HCl, enzyme pepsin and mucus. Now we will talk about detail. Okay, hydrochloric acid. What is the function of this HCl acid? Actually, HCl help to make the medium acidic. As we know, it is acid. So obviously, what it will do, it will make the medium acidic. Now, what is the need of making the medium acidic here? Actually, this particular acidic medium will help to digest the protein content because the pepsin will act only when the medium of stomach will be acidic. So this enzyme pepsin, enzyme pepsin will basically help to digest protein. It will help to digest protein, but it is only possible when the medium of our stomach will be acidic. In short, you can say the enzyme pepsin will act only when the stomach's medium will be acidic. If the medium is not acidic, then obviously the enzyme pepsin will not work or will not digest the protein content present in your food. So HCl का काम क्या है? It basically make the medium acidic. Because of that only enzyme pepsin act and help to digest protein, you can say. Second function which is performed by HCl is, it is acidic in nature, so it also help to kill bacteria or microbes which is present in our stomach. Because sometimes whenever we intake food, then along with your food, you engulf the microbes also. That particular microbes will get actually killed inside your stomach by this particular hydrochloric acid. So it performs dual function, you can say. First function, it makes the medium acidic. Because of that, enzyme pepsin can work. Second, it helps to kill microorganism or bacteria in your food. Okay, now we will talk about the function of enzyme pepsin. Enzyme pepsin is basically actually enzyme pepsin is used here to digest, I already told you, to digest what? Protein. So the protein will get digested by using this particular enzyme which is named as pepsin. But there is a condition. It will work only when the medium of your stomach will be acidic. And it will happen when HCl will be released inside your stomach. Okay, now we will talk about the mucus. The third one, that is mucus. We already talked about HCl, enzyme pepsin. Now we are talking about mucus. Obviously, this mucus is very important here because HCl is very corrosive in nature, we discussed here. So because of the corrosiveness of this particular HCl, the stomach line will get damaged, right? The stomach line will get damaged. So this particular mucus help to protect the stomach wall. Okay, it help to protect the stomach wall from its own secretion. Stomach is only secreting this HCl, and obviously it needs prevention from them also. So this particular prevention will be done by mucous membranes because it helps to protect the stomach wall from own secretion HCl. How it will help that? Obviously it will make a layer continuously, mucus layer will form there so that the inner lining of stomach will not get damaged. Okay, now we will talk about next, that is liver. We will talk about liver now. First point which is very important here, liver is the largest gland of human body. You can say liver is the largest gland of human body. Liver secretes bile juice. It is quite greenish yellow in color, you can observe. Okay, greenish yellow in color, and obviously it is stored in gallbladder. Gallbladder is basically in between the liver. Liver के beneath में ये present होता है, loosely packed होते हैं. This particular gallbladder is present inside the liver. So liver secrete bile juice which is pale yellow in color, and it is stored in gallbladder. Now we will talk about the function which is performed by this particular bile juice. You know, actually bile does not contain any enzyme. It does not contain any enzyme, but this particular bile is essential for digestion. It is very important for digestion because it makes the medium alkaline, okay, and contains some salt also, which help to emulsify fats, This is very important here. We are talking about bile. I told you earlier, bile is not an enzyme, okay, but still it is essential. Why? Because it helps in digestion, okay, and it contains some salt which help to emulsify fats. Now we are talking here, mix the acidic food coming from stomach alkaline because it is basic in nature. So obviously it will help to, the acidic medium will get converted into, will get mixed with basic medium. Then obviously it will make some salt also, and it will make the medium alkaline also. So this is done by bile juice, so that pancreatic enzymes can act on it. The pancreatic enzymes will only act when this particular medium, acidic medium, will get converted into alkaline one. Okay, it will only when get converted into alkaline medium, then only the pancreatic enzymes which is released by pancreas can act properly here. So bile perform two functions here. First function which is done, make the acidic medium coming from the stomach alkaline. इससे क्या होगा? The pancreatic enzymes can act here. Now the bile salt, basically the bile salt, I told you कि ये fats को emulsify करने में help करता है. So this particular bile salt break the fats present in the food into small globules. This particular complex fat molecules will get converted into simpler one by using this particular bile salt. Okay, so it will help to digest your food because this particular gland, which is defined as liver, is helping to digest the complex fat material, and obviously it also helping pancreatic enzymes to act on your food also. Okay, so this is the function of liver that we discussed here. अभी मैं आपको interesting fact बताना चाहती हूँ about this. Liver store their enzymes, the substance, the things that they release is actually stored in gallbladder, and in gallbladder they receive the bile juice from liver. Okay, and after that, you know what, it concentrated. Okay, it store it, it concentrate it, and whenever it will require, it will get transferred to the small intestine, because in small intestine only this digestive gland will release their juices for further digestion. So obviously when it will require, at first it will stored in gallbladder, and after when it will require, then from gallbladder it will get transferred to small intestine whenever required. Now sometime, you know what happened, our gallbladder get damaged. Sometime in gallbladder we have stone, so sometimes we need to remove our gallbladder also. So it's okay, you can remove we can remove our gallbladder, because after removal of gallbladder also this particular liver will act, and obviously the enzymes which they are releasing will directly get transferred into small intestine. Agar nahi hai gallbladder, then also it's okay, the enzymes which they release will get directly transferred into small intestine. Otherwise, if you have a gallbladder, then obviously the secretion, liver, whatever they secrete, the secretion will get stored into gallbladder, and whenever it will required, it will get transferred to small intestine. But if suppose you don't have gallbladder, it's okay, the liver secretion will get directly transferred into small intestine. Okay. Now we will talk about the next digestive gland. Let's see the figure of liver here. As you can see, this is the diagram of liver. Okay, here you can see this is defined as gallbladder. Okay, whatever enzymes will be secreted by this liver will get stored into, you know where, gallbladder. So it is stored here, and after that, whenever it will require, it will get transferred to small intestine. Okay. So this is the diagram of liver, as you can see in front of your screen. Hope it is clear to you that we discussed here. Now we are moving to next topic, next digestive gland, that is pancreas. We will talk about pancreas now. It is a soft gland. It is very soft and loop-like structure you can see here. It secretes pancreatic juice. It's very simple to learn even. It's a pancreas secrete what? Pancreatic juice. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. You know, pancreas actually act as a, it serves two things. First, it acts as a digestive system. It acts in digestive system, and second, it acts as an endocrine system also. It work for endocrine system and even for digestive system also. How? We will talk about this. First, let's talk about the enzymes which is released by this pancreas for digestion. So pancreatic juice, which contain trypsin, pancreatic amylase, and lipase. These three things, and is poured into small intestine. Obviously, the secretion of even the liver and pancreas both actually serve to small intestine only. Whatever enzymes they secrete, it immediately get transferred into small intestine for the digestion of complex food molecules. Enzymes amylase help to break down starch. Listen, we need to learn this actually. तो आपको बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ना है ये, क्योंकि हमें ये एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है which type of enzyme actually present here and what they perform the function, that also. So this particular enzyme amylase will help to break starch. Enzyme trypsin digest protein, and enzyme lipase break down the emulsified fats. Means to say, you can say this pancreas help to digest starch, help to digest protein, and also help to digest fats. Emulsified also will get digested here. So this enzyme which is released by pancreas, which is named as pancreatic juice. The three types of enzyme is basically secreted by pancreas. The pancreatic juice contain, you know what? That is trypsin, pancreatic amylase, and lipase. We've talked about all three. Amylase क्या करता है? It help to break starch. Trypsin क्या करता है? It help to break protein. And lipase क्या करता है? It help to break emulsified fats. Now, I told you earlier, it serves as digestive system, digestive gland as endocrine gland also. How they serve as both, मैं भी ये बताती हूँ. This is very important question, you know. Digestive gland में it will release pancreatic juice, जो कि हमने भी पढ़ा. Okay, it will release what? Pancreatic juice. And second, how it acts as an endocrine gland. ये endocrine gland की जैसे काम कैसे करता है वो हम लोग पढ़ेंगे अभी. How it acts as a endocrine gland. It regulates actually the blood sugar level. It releases some hormones. Okay, it releases some hormones which help to regulate, the blood sugar level. Okay, the blood sugar level, and obviously it release or it secrete how it will regulate the blood sugar level? उसके लिए उसने कुछ release करना पड़ेगा hormone. So the hormones which are released by endocrine gland, which is defined as pancreas, is, I'm writing here no space actually, but still, insulin, and second is glucagon. Okay. These two hormones, insulin and glucagon, is basically released by pancreas for regulation of blood sugar level. Okay, so this particular endocrine gland, which is defined as pancreas, it acts as a endo and exocrine gland both. तो endocrine gland में ये कैसे काम करता है? I told you it help to regulate the blood sugar level. How they regulate the blood sugar level? By releasing these two hormones, that is insulin and glucagon. These two help to maintain the blood sugar level. And second, it acts as a pancreatic juice, because ये pancreatic juice जो है, it will help to digest the complex food present in our body. Whatever intaking you are, that is pancreatic juice are what? Amylase, trypsin and lipase. It will help to break starch, protein and emulsified fats. Okay, so this was about pancreas. We already completed all the glands, all the enzymes secreted by these all glands, which will help to digest your food, and convert it into simpler one. Now we will talk about nutrition in human being, the process, the steps followed by human being. It seems like amoeba because we also intake complex food. We also do halozoic mode of nutrition. So the 5 steps that is completed by amoeba, we will perform that only, right? But only the method which we are intaking the food is quite different from amoeba. So let's talk about first ingestion. As we know, we have a particular organ like mouth to intake that food. So obviously, in the process of ingestion, we intake our food inside our body by using our mouth. So this is very simple, the process of ingestion. Now we will talk about digestion. The second step that we completed is quite complex and lengthy also, because यहीं पर हमारा सारा process complete होता है. So let's talk about digestion here. The digestion of food, basically, I told you earlier, it starts in our mouth only, because our teeth help to convert your food into small pieces by chewing it, or you can say by grinding it, right? So this is the process of, you know what? This is the process of physical digestion. The teeth cut the food into small pieces and chew and grind it. So it is what? It is a physical digestion. But not only physical digestion is completed here. In mouth itself, the chemical digestion also starts, right? कैसे? तो हमने पढ़ा था, salivary gland will release salivary amylase juice. That salivary amylase juice will basically convert your starch, or you can say the carbohydrate, into sugar, or I told you it is also named as maltose. नाम में कंफ्यूज होने की जरूरत नहीं है. maltose, sucrose, fructose, these are the types of sugar content according to their complexity of carbon and hydrogen number. Okay, so the carbohydrate will get converted into sugar, or you can say the starch will get converted into maltose. And our tongue, what is the function of tongue? It obviously helps to mix the food, right? And the digestion of food remains incomplete in our mouth, because here we are only converting the complex starch into sugar. It is not a complete digestion process. Still your food is in complex food. Still your protein content is in complex food. So we need to digest that and get converted. The sugar should be converted into glucose even, right? So for that, we need to move our food further in stomach. But to move our food in stomach, it should have to pass through food pipe, right? Esophagus is, you know what? It is what? Food pipe. We already discussed about these all things. The name is familiar to you now. So this particular food pipe will help to pass on your food from mouth to stomach. Okay, and this particular esophagus, you know, is very narrow pipe. It is very narrow in size. Because of that, it's very tough to move the food downward in stomach. So the slightly digested food, जो कि आपके माउथ में था, which you had done by using your tongue, by using your salivary amylase juice, and by your teeth, okay, it will pass down through the food pipe. You can say this as what? esophagus also. So this slightly digested food entered the food pipe. Okay, the wall of food pipe start contraction and expansion movement because it is very narrow and mucus muscular hoti hai ye. So because of that, the food, the passing of food through this is very tough. So for passing of food, the mucous membranes or the muscles need to contract and expand continuously so that the food get pushed down. Okay, because of this contraction and expansion, the food will be get pushed down easily. Okay, this will help to push the food down easily. This particular movement of, या फिर आप ऐसा बोल सकते हो, द कॉन्ट्रैक्शन एंड एक्सपेंशन मूवमेंट जो कि हमारे फुट पाइप में हो रहा है, दैट इज डिफाइंड एज पेरिस्टाल्टिक मूवमेंट. नाम याद करना है, ऑब्वियसली दिस इज डिफाइंड एज व्हाट? पेरिस्टाल्टिक मूवमेंट. दिस इज व्हाट? द कॉन्ट्रैक्शन एंड एक्सपेंशन मूवमेंट. ओके, द कॉन्ट्रैक्शन एक्सपेंशन मूवमेंट डन बाय मसल्स ऑफ आवर फुट पाइप is defined as peristaltic movement. Obviously, it helps to push the food in downward direction so that it can reach to the stomach for further digestion. Because our food is slightly digested now, we need to digest it further, so it should be reached to stomach at least first. So uske liye it should have to pass through this particular esophagus, which is very very narrow pipe and muscular in nature also. So this contraction and relaxation movement will help to move the food downward. Okay, now स्टमक की बात करते हैं. अभी हमने पहले से पढ़ लिया, स्टमक जो है वो अप्रोक्सीमेटली जे शेप का स्ट्रक्चर होता है. इफ यू ऑब्जर्व इट, इट इज अ ऑर्गन. लेफ्ट साइड में हमारे एब्डोमेन के प्रेजेंट होता है. नो नीड टू लर्न दिस, और इट इज जस्ट फॉर कि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि व्हाट इज द पोजीशन ऑफ योर स्टमक इनसाइड योर बॉडी. द स्टमक वॉल कंटेन, हमने पढ़ा, 3 ग्लैंड्स कंटेन करते हैं जो कि गैस्ट्रिक जूस रिलीज करते हैं. द गैस्ट्रिक जूस कंटेन HCl, एंजाइम पेप्सिन एंड म्यूकस. राइट, ओके, we already talked about these all, so I'm just moving fast from here. Hydrochloric acid, enzyme pepsin and mucus. How they help this? So obviously hydrochloric acid create the medium acidic. Okay, so that enzyme pepsin can work, right? I'm just repeating it again and again so that you can understand it easily. Enzyme pepsin will only act when the medium of stomach will be acidic. So it helps to digest protein. कौन हेल्प करता है? ऑब्वियसली पेप्सिन इज डूइंग दिस, बट to act this particular pepsin, we need to make the medium acidic, which is done by HCl. And the mucus help to protect the stomach wall. It's very simple because the HCl secretion will corrode the wall of stomach, so it should be prevented. तो कैसे prevent करेंगे? तो stomach will be prevented by this particular mucus, right? Now here also the complete digestion is not done actually. Here, you know, whenever we intake our food, then at least for 3 hours it stays in your stomach. कम से कम 3 घंटे के लिए it will stay in your stomach. Here what happened, that food will get mixed with obviously HCl, pepsin and mucus will act there, and your food will get churned. Even though you can see जैसे मिक्सर ग्राइंडर में हम लोग चीजों को कैसे churn करते हैं, here also whatever food you are intaking, the semi digested food which we pushed it inside your stomach will get churned, and after churning it will get converted into a simple paste like food. ये पेस्ट के फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. इट विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू पेस्ट लाइक फूड. बिकॉज दिस पेस्ट लाइक फूड जो है ऑब्वियसली ये फिजिकली तो डाइजेस्ट हो ही गया, एंड in between these 3 hours the enzymes will act here, the enzymes which is released by our stomach. Okay, this is defined as, you know what, this is defined as gastric juice. जो भी enzymes हमारे stomach में release होते हैं उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Gastric juice. So this gastric juice will help to digest your complex food. कैसे digest करेगा? तो हमने पढ़ लिया अभी. Now we will talk about the remaining organs which will help to digest your food further. Now again, the slightly digested, the semi-digested food you can say after 3 hours, because it will stay in your stomach for 2 to 3 hours. Okay, it depends on obviously the type of food which you are intaking. Suppose you are intaking directly glucose, then obviously it will immediately get transferred into small intestine and will absorbed by your cell present in small intestine, and immediately you will get energy from there. But if you are intaking complex food, then obviously it should have to stay in stomach so that it it can digest the food physically and chemically also. But still, after 3 hours also, the food is not digested completely yet. It should have to digest further. That will be done in small intestine. So from the from the stomach, the partially digested food will get entered into small intestine. अब ये small intestine में the complete digestion will be here. At first, this small intestine की size की बात करते हैं. It is approximately, मैंने पहले ही बताया आपको, 6.5 मीटर लॉन्ग कैनाल है ये. नाम सिर्फ स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन है. Why? Because जो coiling है, it is very very narrow. The pipe is very very narrow here, which is present. Because of that narrow pipe only, it is named as small intestine. Otherwise, if you will talk about the length of this, तो obviously overall अगर हम लोग पूरे elementary canal की बात करें, तो small intestine सबसे लंबा है, right? Okay. So the small intestine is very narrow and arranged in a form of coil in our belly. Okay, हमारे belly में एक coiled form में arranged होती है. The small intestine in human being is site of complete digestion. Here only the complete digestion will be done. क्या digest करना है? Obviously food में क्या है? Carbohydrate, fats and proteins. Only we need to digest these three. So the small intestine receive the secretion of दो glands जो हमने already पढ़ लिया है, liver and pancreas. The liver and pancreas secrete their enzymes, secrete their chemicals, secrete their bioenzymes, biocatalyst, whatever you want to say, in small intestine directly. So liver और pancreas जो है वो इन सारा secretion को कहाँ पे डालते हैं? Small intestine में. So liver secretes bile. Okay, it will store in gallbladder first, and then whenever it will be required, it will pass on to small intestine. Bile दो function perform करते हैं. पहला, at first it make the acidic food medium alkaline so that pancreatic enzyme can act. Listen, we are talking about pancreas here. Okay, bile juice liver के से release होता है. हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं किसकी? Pancreas की. So when bile juice will be mixed with your food, which is passing from stomach to your small intestine, then it should have to get converted into alkaline form so that pancreatic enzymes can act there. Bile salt break the fats present in the food in small globules. Bile का काम क्या है? It will help to convert your fat into simpler one. It will convert your fats into simpler one. Fat basically convert into fatty acids, glycerol, इसमें ये convert होता है. So this will be done by this particular bile. Okay, the pancreas secrete pancreatic juice which contain the enzyme pancreatic amylase for breaking down starch, trypsin for digestion protein, and lipase for breaking down of emulsified fat. इसमें आपको थोड़ा याद करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि इसमें से 3 enzymes रिलीज हो रहे हैं और तीनों अलग अलग काम करते हैं. Amylase help to break starch, trypsin help to break protein, and lipase help to break emulsified fats. Okay. Now, the wall of small intestine contain glands जो कि intestinal juice release करते हैं. You know, our food is that much complex कि इतने सारे juice release होने के बाद भी we are not able to digest our food completely. After secretion of these all glands, पहले salivary amylase juice and then stomach में बहुत सारे juices and then ये दोनों liver और pancreas के secretion. After that also even our food is not digested completely. Then जो बची खुची digestion है, that is done by the intestinal juice. The small intestine itself releases some juice, the mixed juice. Okay, it's good कि आपको इनके नाम याद नहीं करने. So intestinal juice you can say here. This intestinal juice basically finally get convert. Okay, अभी तक भी हमारा food completely digest नहीं हुआ है. The intestinal juice which is released by the wall of intestine will help to digest your food, because the simplest food that we need to absorb by our cell is, you know what, protein should be converted into amino acid. Listen, we need to learn this, it is very important. Okay, protein should be converted into amino acid, complex carbohydrates into glucose, and fats into fatty acid and glycerol. It is very important. प्रोटीन किस में कन्वर्ट होना है? अमीनो एसिड, कॉम्प्लेक्स कार्बोहाइड्रेट किस में? ग्लूकोज में, एंड फैट्स इनटू फैटी एसिड एंड ग्लिसरॉल. सो इन दिस वे द प्रोसेस ऑफ डाइजेशन विल कंप्लीटेड हियर, एंड after that the digested food will be get absorbed by the wall of small intestine. So in this process, digestion converts large and insoluble food molecules into simpler one, or you can say soluble molecules. Pehle insoluble molecules se, now it will get converted into soluble molecules after complete digestion in small intestine. This is the diagram of human digestive system. We need to actually learn this diagram also. आपको एग्जाम में डायग्राम भी पूछा जाता है, तो you need to practice for this diagram also. It is very important. Now see our the whole alimentary canal is this one. This is our mouth where digestion start. I'm not repeating it again. Hope it is clear to you now. Only we need to learn. So food will come intake from here. The esophagus is narrow pipe. From this food will enter here. This is your stomach where food will stay for 3 hours at least. Okay, and it is churned here into small pieces just like a paste. Okay, and obviously the digestion will start here, but here also the food is not digested completely. After that it will pass into small intestine. This is the small intestine, the coiled structure you can see here. Here the secretion of pancreas and gallbladder will be given, liver means to say, and then the complete digestion will be done. After secretion of liver and pancreas also, your food not completely digested here. The small intestine wall also releases some juice which is defined as intestinal juice, and after releasing of this intestinal juice, all the complex food, कौन से complex food है? पहला तो है protein. Okay, it will get converted into what? Amino acid. Second is what? Fats. Fats will get converted into fatty acid, and साथ में glycerol also. And third is carbohydrates. Third is carbohydrate. It is converted into glucose. Carbohydrates get converted into glucose. This is the simplest food that we actually need to absorb by our cell. So it is done by our digestive system. Now we will talk about the remaining process. अभी तक हमने सिर्फ nutrition और ingestion और digestion पढ़ा है. We will talk about the remaining 3 process also. Third is what? Absorption. The small intestine is the main region of absorption of digested food. Here only the food will get digested. Okay. So the inner surface of small intestine, if you look, so there are numerous finger-like projection. Okay. It helps to maximize the surface area, and obviously it helps to absorb the digested food. So this particular finger-like projection, which is named as villi, increase the surface area. किसके लिए? For rapid absorption of digested food. So because of this particular villi, the large surface area is created here, and the substance, the food which is completely digested here, can be absorbed by your cell. So the digested food which is absorbed throughout the wall of small intestine goes into our blood. अभी यहाँ पर जो भी food digest हुआ वो कहाँ जाएगा? आपके blood में जाएगा. Okay. Now what happened? After that, the assimilation process will be done. The blood carries that digested food, and obviously it will pass on to the cell body, and when this cell body will respire, then that food, which is in simpler form now, will get converted into energy. That food will get converted into energy by the process of assimilation, and that energy will be utilized by cell or tissue for their maintenance work, or simply you can say for the completion of their life process, right? Okay, at last the egestion, because the complex food was there, so obviously there will be some waste product also. So the unabsorbed food, means to say the food which is not absorbed by small intestine, that is defined as what? Unabsorbed food. You can say this as waste food also. This particular waste food will move on to large intestine. Okay. यहाँ पर भी villi present होते हैं, because this villi will help to absorb the excess water content which is present in your food, because water is required in our body. It is very important for us. So it will be restored again by the large intestine wall. Okay. Now the waste material you can say will be removed via anus from our body. Okay, we have an anal sphincter जिसके through हम लोग अपने waste material को as per requirement, when pressure will be created, can release from our body. So our nutrition in human being also completed here. Hope this is clear to you. this video was based on nutrition in amoeba and nutrition in human being. The topic of nutrition in human being is very important. We need to learn all the enzymes, all the secretion of these all glands properly, and what are the